So you may or may not be a Star Trek fan, and if you're not a Star Trek fan, I'm sorry for you. Great drama there. I'm going to talk to you about Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, which is probably the third best of the Star Trek movies from the original series. Anyway, the story that I want to tell you about is from that movie. It comes towards the beginning when the Chancellor of, I think it's the Chancellor, yeah, it was Chancellor Gorkon, I believe who was, of the Klingons, was assassinated. And there's all sorts of questions about who was it assassinated him, and it was left to Dr. McCoy to try to heal him or try to fix him as he was dying. He'd been shot and he was bleeding out, and Klingon blood is purple, and so there's purple Klingon blood all over the place, and McCoy's there trying to figure out like how to put this guy back together as he's bleeding out. Well, he didn't, and the guy died. And so there's a scene with McCoy saying like, I'm doing what I can, but like I don't understand Klingon physiology or anatomy or whatever, and he just felt like he was like completely overwhelmed and unprepared for it. And there he was, and it was a failure. But you know what? In those circumstances, was Leonard McCoy the best option to do what he was doing? Yeah. Kirk wasn't capable of that. Really, Kirk wasn't much capable of doing much of anything in the series aside from like getting into fights and seducing women. But at any rate, it was McCoy's job at that moment, and so he did it, and there was nobody else to do it. And as it turns out, McCoy and Kirk then ended up going on trial for the attempted assassination, and then they went after McCoy because he was, you know, they thought he hadn't done what he could to save the Chancellor and the like. Anyway, and you're probably wondering, like, where's all this going? Well, here's what I want to say. You know, in life, and maybe in life right now, you are finding yourself overwhelmed and dealing with circumstances you have no idea what to deal with. And yeah, there it is in front of you. And you might succeed at it, or you might just have the situation bleed out in front of you and it might look ugly. And in fact, you know, you might have people around you accusing you and saying, like, you did such a horrible job with this, I can't believe that you did that. Well, you know what? In the middle of it, you just remember what reality is. You remember that in the circumstances that you're finding yourself in, that you're unprepared, that, you know, the situation's impossible and the likelihood of success is slim to none, and you be honest about it. And you be honest about the craziness of the people that would be pointing accusatory fingers at you as well. Recognize it. Everybody else around you might be nuts. Don't let you be nuts. Everybody else is accusing you. Fine. You be kind to yourself. Recognize the reality of the circumstances in which you find yourself. Do your best. And if you succeed, hooray. And if you fail, well, you know what? Like there are any better options out there. And if there were any better options, well, you know what? Let other people find them. You do your best. If you succeed, great. If you fail, that's okay too. You know what? Starfleet doctors sometimes fail too when they're trying to save Klingons, whose anatomy and physiology they don't understand. And there you go. And now you know a movie that I've watched a few too many times. You all take care.